G'day, ZiggyD here, and today I have for you guys a bit of a Hearthstone beginner's guide. It's been a while since I've played, but I've decided to jump back into it, and I actually did my first session of actual laddering since the recent wipe. So first time jumping back into that, and I thought it'd be a good chance to actually try and play around with some sort of beginner-oriented stuff. So I played a fair bit before the wipe, but jumping back into it now, there's a few little changes, and I wanted to sort of just ease myself back into it. So I decided to go about playing with a basic deck, an entirely free deck. So my idea was to, sort of pull together these different decks that can be made completely from free cards and do one for each character. Now I was sort of searching around to see if such a thing already existed, and I actually came across Trump's list of free recommended cards or recommended decks. And basically he had outlined a bunch of different cards for each different character, and those looked really good. I was really happy with them. So I put together his Priest one, played around with it a bit, and made slight adjustments, and ended up sort of switching things around quite a bit, going back to pretty close to what he originally planned out, and settled on something very close to what he originally planned out. So I sort of jumped onto this, and as I said, did my first bit of laddering for since the wipe, and managed to get through most of the lower ones. I think I started at 25 or whatever is the beginning, and I've gotten up to 17, and the deck doesn't seem to be slowing down. I'm not really losing steam, and I'm coming up against people that are, rocking decks full of legendaries and all different rare and uncommon cards and things like that, and doing pretty well. The deck plays really well. There's a lot of nice synergy between the cards, and the cards that you actually get are just nice value cards overall. They just work really well in the deck. So I'm going to take you guys through the cards that are selected in this deck, why we've selected each one of them, and then actually take you guys through maybe one or two games to sort of show that off. And you guys have hopefully been seeing this. There's a video in the background of just a game I played recently on the ladder, and I'll probably play around with this for a fair bit longer as well, because I'm quite enjoying it. It's nice to sort of play around with just the sort of the free cards, the basic cards that people tend to neglect a bit, and feel like you can actually stomp with them. Feels pretty good. Now I'm not going to lie, eventually you're going to get to a point where people have much better created decks with much better value cards that are the ones that you need to craft or purchase or unwrap from playing arena runs and things like that. And that's fine. The object of these basic decks, of these free decks, is to get you into the game. If you're a new player, to get you into the game, get you earning some of those golds by getting those occasional wins and things like that, and let you start building the decks you want to build. And this is just like a nice starting point. So without any further ado, let's switch over and take a look at some of the cards. So we have here, I'll just go through the cards in order. You'll notice that there's a lot of double up, and that's just because we've taken, we don't have a huge selection of cards. I can actually switch over to basic here, and you can see what we've got. We've got the 2 pages of Priest cards there. This is a few of them you sort of have to unlock by leveling up the Priest a bit, so you might have to use the Priest for a little while, just do some practice games and things like that to unlock everything. But these are all the free cards still. And also from the free neutral cards, we only have, there's quite a few cards here, but a lot of them are pretty rubbish, don't really work so well. So we've taken some of the best value ones to put together into this deck here, or Trump has taken, and then I've sort of had a bit of play around with it myself. So let's take a look at each one of these cards and talk about why we're using them. The first one is Holy Smite. This is just a straight removal card, deals 2 damage to anything on the board that you want it to deal to. So this, it's a 1 mana crystal card. It's our easy early game removal. Works great against if someone's trying to rush you down, gives you a bit better board control, and can be sort of used to help tip the scales in your direction when you're trading minions. So you might have a couple minions on the board, they might have a couple minions on the board, you can deal some damage with your minions and then finish one off with the deal 2 damage there. Maybe it had 6 life, you did 4 damage with a minion, you do the final 2 damage with Holy Smite. It's nice removal. You can usually get a 1-to-1 trade with it, or 1-to-1 trade plus a minion attack. So works pretty well, and often you'll find you're using it to either keep yourself in the game, give yourself a nice board control, or to trade for more expensive cards. So you'll easily trade these often for 2 or 3 mana crystal cost cards. So pretty nice stuff, and we grab 2 of those. Next up, Mind Vision is one of my personal choices. It's a more of a for fun card. I'm not going to lie, Mind Vision might be one you could substitute out. If I was going to substitute it out, I'd put another Bloodfen Raptor back in the deck. But I really like Mind Vision for two reasons. The first one is it allows you to obviously get a copy of one of your opponent's cards, so you can trade it up for, any sort of card. You can easily also, maybe steal some cool legendaries. It's really fun. I really like that aspect of, having that bit of gamble on an opponent's card. Usually, you'll get something better than, what I traded it out for, which was the Bloodfen Raptor. Occasionally, you'll use it on turn 1 and get a coin, something like that. So, not always that great, but the secondary effect is always really good. Well, most of the time is really good, and that's that it allows you to scout your opponent's hand. So when you use this, you get a copy of a random card from your opponent's hand. So once you get a copy of that card, they have that in their hand. So if you use this and you grab a Fireball off a mage, they have a Fireball sitting there waiting. So this can help give you really crucial information for moving forwards. You're like, maybe I won't play that 6 life minion because he's got a Fireball waiting for it. Maybe I'll try and bait that out with something else first. So it gives you nice knowledge there, and also just kind of a fun card to have. So I just rock one of those, and occasionally I'll get those in the early game. Next up is Power Word Shield. This is obviously there for the card draw. Card draw is really nice in the early game. It's a really cheap and easy card draw to throw down anytime. Most of the time you'll have 1 mana crystal left over at some turn. You can use it there. But what it also does is that 2+ minion health allows us to tip the scales in our favor in different encounters. When we're starting to trade minions with our opponent and we're trying to maintain board control, this will help us maintain that board control. Oftentimes, you just need one or 2 more life to trade really efficiently and keep your minion alive, and this allows you to do that whilst also giving you an extra card. So Power Word Shield, not the best card, but in this free deck, a really, really nice card. Northshire Clerics are fantastic. I love the Northshire Cleric. We get 2 in this deck, and these are here for card draw. Pretty much that's it. They're also a really good sort of target. They bait your opponent into wasting a lot of removal cards and things like that. Using a removal on a 1/3 card, a cheap 1 mana cost card is pretty good if you can get them to use something like a Fireball or some other removal card on it. You're in pretty good shape. For also 1 mana cost, 1/3 isn't actually too bad. It has a decent amount of life that you can use it to trade for things like Murlocs and any other low life minions. You can trade that, and the side effect of when you start attacking cheap minions like 1/1 minions and things like that with this, for example the Paladin's Token minions, you can easily then, after it takes damage, heal it and get an extra card draw. So you're always going to get at least 1 card draw out of these if you play it at an intelligent time. And in better scenarios, you're going to play it behind a taunt or play it behind another good minion where the opponent can't directly deal with it, and maybe you'll even get the second one on the board. And then every time you heal a minion, you get 2 card draws per turn. It's pretty insane when you use them at the right times, and they're also just a pest for the opponent to deal with. So really nice cards in there, and we take 2 of those. Shadow Word Pain is one of the best removal cards in the game. Destroy a minion with 3 or less attack for 2 mana, allows you to trade 1/1 for pretty much a huge selection of really annoying cards in the early to mid game, and also just give you that really good board control. There's not too much to say about this. It just works really, really well for dealing with a lot of painful cards. Even some of the better and most efficient considered cards in the game, like Senjin Shieldmasta. 3 attack there, 4 mana crystal card with 5 life, allows you to remove that straight up for 2 mana. So really good for maintaining that board control and removing taunts and things like that. Works really, really well. And most priest decks will rock some form of Shadow Word Pain and the other Shadow Word as well, which we'll talk about in a moment. And this one is no different, and it's a nice free basic card to use as well. Next one is Acidic Swamp Ooze. This is a basic neutral minion, so from this selection over here. And this allows you to destroy your opponent's weapon. It's essential against rogues, hunters, and warriors especially. So when they drop those really big legendary weapons, or those really big scary weapons, you can remove those straight up. Really nice stuff. However, it's also 2 mana crystal for a 3/2. 3 attack, 2 life minion, which is a really strong early game minion to play. You can deal a lot of damage with this thing, so the base minion is really good. If this didn't have the battle cry, it would still be good, but the battle cry is just icing. And when you're playing against an opponent that you can use that battle cry, you can sort of keep these aside, save it for when you need it. And if you're playing against an opponent that doesn't have weapons, like a mage or something, then you can just use it as a normal minion, so it works out pretty well. Bloodfen Raptor, as I said, is exactly the same as the Acidic Swamp Ooze, 2 for 3/2, and that's why we have it in there. Now, the original deck by Trump had 2 in this, and I traded 1 out for the Mind Vision. So you can rock 2 of those if you want instead. And just a nice minion to play. You know, you can play it early game and deal a lot of damage with it. You can attack your opponent with it, and you can sort of get rid of some... you can get rid of some cards, but the low life does make him a bit tricky. Though we have a lot of buffing cards in this, so you can buff their life up a lot with something like a Power Word Shield, and then you get something like a 3/5 minion on there, and that works pretty well. So Bloodfen Raptor and Acidic Swamp Ooze, both the same, both just nice sort of minions. The Novice Engineer recently has been nerfed. It used to be a 1/2, I think, or a 2/1, but it's still there for the card draw. Basically, you get to use this, you get to draw a card, and then you get a free 1/1 minion on the board. Now, most of the time, you're going to be trading this for like a 1/1 or a 1/2 or something like that, or when you got 1 life left over, you can trade it. However, if you also need a buffing target, so you have something like, where is it, the clerics, Shadow Sun Cleric, if you want to use Shadow Sun Cleric on something, then you can use it on that if you're desperate. So it just sort of gives you an extra minion to throw on the board, extra buff target, an extra thing to remove. So a lot of the time, you're going to be getting a card draw and removing another one of your opponent's minions, sort of trading 1 for 1 there, with the card draw tipping the balance in your favor there. Shadow Word Death is the same as Shadow Word Pain. It's just incredible. Anything 5 or more, so this is most of your opponent's legendary cards, most of their really big end game cards, this will get rid of. It also gets rid of anything if they, take a basic sort of minion and buff it up, like throw a lot of buffing cards onto it, try and make this big thing that's going to kill you, then you can throw this on it and remove it. With the combination of Shadow Word Pain and Shadow Word Death, we have most of threats covered. Anything 3 and below covered by Pain, 5 and above covered by Death, and that works out pretty well. The only exception obviously is 4 cost minions like Chillwind Yetis, for example, and for those we have to deal with that with our minions ourselves and with Holy Smite, and that's just something you have to deal with being as a priest. But these are fantastic cards, and there's no reason you shouldn't rock this in a deck like this as the priest. So next up we use Shadow Sun Cleric. It's another 3/2 minion. It costs slightly more, obviously, but it gives you a friendly minion, +1/+1. Now, usually the +1 life is what you need, but the +1 attack can be used as well to sort of give you enough attack just to kill another minion, to trade efficiently. This is the sort of card you never throw it down on an empty board, you never really just throw it down just to buff your minions for the sake of it. You throw it down when you need that +1 to take out one of their minions efficiently. So it just allows you to sort of tip the math in your favor a little bit there. So really nice cards, and we rock 2 of those as well. Chillwind Yetis is one of the best neutral. It is the best neutral minion in the game. 4 mana crystals for 4/5 attack. The 4/5 is immune to the Shadow Word Death, Shadow Word Pain combination from priests, and the 4 attack is enough to kill most things that can be thrown at you, and 5 life is really nice. So that combination of having 4 attack, which is a really nice number, and then the high life, which is 5 life is pretty high for this, is just makes it a really, really nice card, even without any text in that bottom box. Don't be misled. The Chillwind Yeti is fantastic, and I love bringing these out in the mid game and just smashing with it. You can usually trade these for like 2 or 3 other cards, and then you can heal them as the priest as well because they have so much life, and keep them going for a long time, and they just end up just rolling over everything. Gnomish Inventor is a similar sort of deal. It has high life compared to the amount of attack it can be used to remove things. Pretty decent minion overall, not great but decent, and the battle cry of drawing a card allows us to get more of this stuff out. You've probably noticed there's quite a bit of card draw in this deck. It's kind of a balanced deck between having a lot of minions on the board but also having decent board control through different removal and things like that. So it's a sort of deck that plays really like the way I like to play. I like to play a very reactive and controlling game while also having a strong minion presence on the board, and Gnomish Inventor helps fuel both ends of that. Senjin Shieldmasta is one of the best taunts, neutral taunts in the game that you can get. 3/5 taunt is very efficient for 4 mana crystals, and we need some taunt in the deck. We have very little taunt in the deck. This is it. Brings us out in the middle game often when you need it. We have Holy Smite for the early game, and we have Shadow Word Death for the late game. But when we need in the middle game, that's sort of when the Shieldmaster comes out and does his job. He will trade for most things, and he's just a big threat for our opponents. Now I did sort of wonder whether the be not enough taunts going on in this deck, but after playing with it for quite a while now, I played it for like 6 hours today, this deck, I've never really had any problems with the lack of taunt, so Senjin fills that role nicely, and we don't really need too much else. Holy Nova is fantastic removal. It'll allow you to clear off boards of Murlocs and all that sort of jazz. Also healing too to your friendly health. You can attack with your minions and then use a Holy Nova to clear off all the enemy minions while also healing yours at the same time. And obviously it also combos really nicely with the Northshire Cleric. Whenever if you have like 3 damaged minions on the board, Holy Nova will heal all of them and you'll draw 3 cards from a Northshire Cleric. So works really nice there. Holy Nova is a fantastic card all around, but when you put it in a deck with Northshire Cleric, it gets even better. Boulderfist Ogre is our big minion. This is the ones we throw out to, for the final punch at endgame to be a really big threat and to bait out some removal if we need to and things like that. He's not the best card in the game for endgame when you're crafting yourself a deck, and when you're not using a non-free deck. There's much better endgame minions you can start throwing out, but this is one of the best ones from the free basic selection, so he's in our deck for that reason. 6/7 for 6 mana crystals works out pretty well. High life and very high attack. 6 is the highest attack you'll ever really need. Anything more than that I feel is kind of just like showy, kind of arbitrary. I feel like 6 gets the job done. Stormwind Champion is another 6/6 for 7, but the +1/+1 across all minions is really nice. We have a lot of minions in this deck, and usually when you have good board control, you'll have something like a Boulderfist down, you'll have a few of these lower ones, and it does things like turns your Novice Engineers into 2/2s instead of 1/1s, which makes everything much more efficient. And you can throw it down when you need to trade, again, just, you've probably noticed a bit of a theme. Tipping the scales in our favour, sort of tipping the fight in our favour. Stormwind Champion does that really nice, and he's a big endgame play as well, for going for that sort of finishing blows and maintaining that board control. Mind Control, again, is just there. Mind Control used to be a lot better when it only cost 8 mana, but now it costs 10, and only just having 1 in the deck works out pretty well. We can use it whenever your opponent plays down a really big, nasty card, we can use to get rid of it. And also, there's sort of situations where I've got Shadow Word Death and Shadow Word Pain going, but he throws down like a 4 attack card that I can't get rid of. And although it seems weird to use a Mind Control on a card with only 4 attack, that actually fills that role pretty nicely, especially if it's like a 4 attack taunt or something like that, and it's something that's blocking you from making a killing move, or blocking you from, trading efficiently. You can use Mind Control to take that over to your side, and just a really nice card to have there for when you do get into the end game, and when you do have that 10 mana sitting aside ready to use it, and that's pretty much it. So, let's go on and jump into a game, and hopefully I can show off how this deck works, and we'll sort of talk through each maneuver and how everything sort of slots together. Hopefully we get some good games. Okay, so here we are up against a Druid, and we've got the turn 2, so we get the extra card here. Going to be throwing away the Boulderfist Ogre. Obviously, 6 mana crystals not going to be helpful for us for a long time. Even Senjin Shieldmasta is kind of pushing it. I like the Acidic Swamp Ooze in here. We're not going to be really dealing with weapons against the Druid, but he's a nice minion to throw down. I think I'll get rid of the Senjin Shieldmasta as well and see if I can play for another better early game card here. So we got Holy Nova and Senjin. We got our other Senjin back. So, oh well, that happens. So in this first turn, we could probably Queen and throw down the Acidic Swamp Ooze. I don't have any objections to that, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. This puts a 3/2 down on the board. He can't deal with it. If he attacks it with a Shapeshift as well, he's going to take 3 damage, which is not something you'll want to be doing too much. So this is going to be a nice threat on the board, and he's going to be forced to deal with that. I like forcing our opponents to do things. Alright, he's throw down a Loot Hoarder. This is a nice sort of 1-to-1 trade here against the Acidic Swamp Ooze. So I'm going to, I have 2 options. I can throw down Power Word Shield and attack him, otherwise I can just attack and force him to trade on the next turn. I actually quite like the throwing down of the Power Word Shield. It's going to give us an extra card draw. We've got 2 in our hand at the moment, so let's go ahead and throw down this one here. We drew a Boulderfist Ogre, that's not too helpful, but we can trade this now, and we still have our same 3/2 on the board. He gets his card draw, which is fine for him. It's not really lost for him. We traded the extra card. In the end, that was not a bad thing for him, but it wasn't bad for us either. Sort of just leaves us, I don't know, fairly even, I feel like, in terms of that trade. Alright, he's playing Wild Growth for gaining an empty mana crystal, just playing a bit long term here, and the 2+ mana crystals on this turn only. What's he going to play with that? That's interesting. Not the best play, I don't think. Is he going to attack my face, or just sort of going to hang around? Looks like we might be playing against a bit of a newer player here, which will be most players at this point. And this is the objective of this deck, is to sort of get you through the earlier ranks here, and rank 17, and still seem to be going really nicely for me. So I can heal up my Acidic Swamp Ooze, but there's no threats for me on the board now. I don't really need to worry about that. So I'm going to throw him at my Bloodfen Raptor. I'm now going to have 6 damage on the board to worry him. So we should be able to sort of just start wailing away with these 2 cards. Alright, he's throw down Senjin Shieldmasta. As you can see, a really nice taunt like the one we have in our deck as well. The good thing is Senjin we can just throw this down and they're gonna have a little standoff there, so we can do that. What else can we do? Do we have any other options? I don't really like attacking with either of these into the Senjin, because we're going to lose them and not trade efficiently. We're not going to be able to even kill it. We'd have to trade both to kill. So I'm going to just play my own Senjin now. The way I really like to play taunts in Hearthstone is just to only play them when you need them. It's tempting when you have like an empty board to throw down a taunt to make you feel safe. But you should only ever be playing taunts when they're actually protecting something. Right now, this is protecting these 2 vulnerable but high damage cards. So he can't now attack with his Senjin and kill my cards off, basically, trading them just for life points, which is really efficient for him. So throwing down our Senjin sort of just forces a little standoff there, and is much better for us. We can keep these cards alive for now, wait, and then we can deal with the Senjin a little bit later on. Alright, he's probably going to go the 2 damage to all minions, so we do lose our 2 cards there. That's unfortunate that he had that ball removal there. There he goes, he just traded his Senjin off pretty efficiently. We did draw a Holy Smite this turn, so Holy Smite is definitely a good option for using against the Senjin here. It's going to allow us to play like our Gnomish Inventor or something like that, so I'm definitely going to do that. So there's the Holy Smite to remove his Senjin. And now we're the only one with a minion on the board now. Plus we get the card drawn from the Gnomish Inventor. Gnomish Inventor is pretty sturdy as well. She should be able to stay alive. Alrighty, he's making his play now. We have an Argent Commander, the charge there. Yeah, I was going to say, you would definitely want to charge the Gnomish Inventor there. So that's a nice easy kill for him. If we had another, what was that one? Holy Smart, we could throw that against the Argent Commander as well and trade pretty efficiently there. Otherwise we can throw down the Senjin. He's not going to be able to directly kill the Senjin with the Argent Commander. He'd lose it. I don't want to play a Holy Nova. Holy Nova would kill it, but that's a bit of a waste to trade 1 for 1 with Holy Nova. We can do much better than that. So what I'm going to do is play the Senjin Shieldmasta. Now, I could play the Northshire Cleric down in anticipation of healing the Senjin Shieldmasta. This is assuming that he can't kill the Senjin Shieldmasta on this next turn. Now, straight up with the Argent Commander, he can't do that. Even if he throws down the Shapeshift, he can. But he might also have some other cards going on. So what I can potentially do, however, is throw down my Northshire Cleric and then throw down Power Word Shield, which I think I will do. I'll put this on the Senjin just to keep him extra safe. So let's go ahead and do that. And then we get the Shattered Sun Cleric as well, which we can use on both the Senjin or the Northshire. I don't like to stack too many buffs on the one card. Senjin, I feel, is pretty in a good position where he is now. So Northshire Cleric could definitely go on the Shattered Sun Cleric could definitely go on the Northshire Cleric if we wanted to. Otherwise we can sort of wait and see what happens here. If he doesn't attack with the Argent Commander and he throws down some more minions, we can use Holy Nova to clear them out. Otherwise we can throw down our Boulderfist Ogre and start attacking. So we have the Sunwalker Taunt Divine Shield. He's probably not going to attack. No, he's just armoring up and ending turn. Okay, cool. So, we have a few options now. We have the Stormwind Cleric we can throw down. There's the Taunt here. We need to get rid of that. I'm thinking, what should we do? What should we do? Holy Novering will pop the bubble, get rid of the Argent Commander. It's not the best trade, but it allows me to sort of get rid of this Argent Commander, and I can attack and then heal up as well. I really want to use my Holy Nova after I attack with the Senjin, but I don't think that's going to be able to happen. So, if I use Holy Nova, I will still have the 2 mana for a heal though, so I will use Holy Nova. I don't get any heals, unfortunately, so we didn't get the full potential value there. But what we are going to do is still attack here. Now, let's just math this out for a second. If I take this, I'll go down to 3, and then when I heal, I'll go back up to 5. So it won't be able to kill me, but I'll still only have 1 life left after he attacks. So let's do this. We'll get the extra card draw. I'm pretty happy with that. And we got a Shadow Word Pain. That's no good against this. The Sunwalker can't be removed with the Shadow Word Pain or Death, so we do need to deal with this directly, and that's why I'm trying to do that now. Alright, he's using Swipe, so he really wants to get rid of that Northshire Cleric. As you see, he's seen us get quite a few draws on it now, and then he trades 1 for 1 there. So we're back to sort of square one now. We do have a slight card advantage though. 18 cards, 15 cards remaining in my deck. We're a little bit lower in now in terms of our deck. But I think we should still be able to do okay. He's just drawn 3 cards there from the Nourish. So we'll see what he throws down. We can't throw anything this turn, obviously, but we'll see what we can do. We have the Boulderfist Ogre, is probably the best play at this point. He'll have to... he doesn't have anything on the board, he can deal with that right now. And I'll throw down my Mind Vision as well. No need to really heal my character at all. What do we get? Alright, we got a Harvest Golem, so that now we know he has a Harvest Golem in his hand as well, which isn't too big a threat. It's actually can trade pretty... Like, you can use a Harvest Golem to trade against the Boulderfist Ogre a bit, but I don't think even with that he's not going to be able to take it out. So we can throw this down, though. This is a nice minion for us to have in our hand, so I'm pretty happy with that. But not the most helpful intel. I'm sure we could have gotten more helpful intel if we had stolen one of his other cards. Alright, he's throwing down Wild Growth, getting another empty mineral crystal there. And he got the excess mana because he was already at 10. So he's very growth-oriented deck, this one, that our opponent's playing here. So the fact that he kind of went for that card draw just there leads me to believe he doesn't really have any good, solid answers. And we're seeing him throw down a lot of smaller minions now. Which is just fine for us. I'm happy with that. He should be... he missed the attack on my face there. He didn't realise he could do that. So, what should we do here? Stormwind Champion's another good option if he doesn't have anything to deal with the Boulderfist Ogre. He doesn't have anything to deal with the Stormwind either. And we can potentially use a Shadow Word Pain to remove one of these minions, save some life. Not entirely necessary. This is 7-8. I might use the... See, if we remove this one here, it's just going to go down to... the 2-1 minion anyway. I might as well just remove the Loot Hoarder so he stops attacking. So actually I might keep this in my hand. It's not really that worth doing. I'm going to force him to attack, so I'm just going to attack him now. I have the upper hand, I have the advantage, so I'm just going to maintain that and like let him attack me if he wants to. See, if he attacks me now, my priest, with those minions. Oh, there's a big Game Hunter, so we lose our Boulderfist. That's fine. He's got a lot of low life minions down the board, so if we pull out our other, what is it, Healing Circle Majigger, we'll be able to wipe all those out in one turn. There's a swipe throwing down, not the best swipe. He's I'm feeling a little bit of desperation there, but then there's the trade for the minion. So I traded those 2 cards. He gets his card draw though, so it's not a huge loss for him. But I think we're still in fairly good shape here. The Chillwind Yeti will trade against like the big Game Hunter without dying and things like that. We can keep it alive. We can throw down some Shattered Sun Clerics. We've got our Harvest Golem still. We've got plenty of minions going on. Alright, we drew our Northshire Cleric. I'm not going to play the Northshire Cleric yet. It's just going to die and do nothing. So we'll throw down our Chillwind Yeti's a really nice card. Such a solid minion. And we can buff it up to a 5/6 as well with a Shattered Sun Cleric. Which, I think we have 6 mana left. I could throw down this one. We kind of, we don't want to buff this card here because it's, it's not too bad if it dies. Healing ourselves is probably not a priority at the moment. Let's get a Shattered Sun Cleric down so we have more board presence as well as one really powerful card here. Oh, a Golden Azura Drake. Very nice card. 5 for 4/4 with a card draw and the spell damage. Very nice, solid card all around. It is a rare one. So seeing the power of the rare cards there, but we'll show the power of the free cards. 4 damage to 1 minion or 2 damage to... Is he going for the 2 and card draw? No, just the 4 and then trading there. Okay, it wasn't too bad a trade. Shapeshift and swiping... No, not swiping anything. He ran out of time on his turn. So now we have our other Boulderfist Ogre. Let's try and math this out a bit and see what's going on. So we can throw down we have another Shattered Sun Cleric that we could use on our other Shattered Sun Cleric to trade for this Azura Drake. I do like getting rid of that spell damage. Having the extra spell damage on there is going to hurt us. So and then we can also throw down the Boulderfist. I think I'm pretty happy with that. And we can just attack with the damaged golem as well. Like, I don't need to clear his damaged golem out so much. So let's, yes, let's do that. So I'm going to buff this one up here. Going to attack and lose our card there. That's fine. Trading, getting a bit of board control. We have more minions on the board now, and in pretty decent shape. Now I could throw down the Northshire Cleric, but he's going to be able to attack. He'll lose that card, but he'll be able to attack me with his hero as well. So I think best off keeping the Northshire Cleric in our hand for now. We can play it on a turn when we have damaged minions and then heal on that same turn. So you're at least guaranteeing one card draw. So saving that Northshire Cleric instead of playing it now, even though we can. Alright, he's gone for the 3 card drawers again. He does have a lot of cards down now, and we haven't been able to use too many of our card draws. Like, we weren't able to make very good use of our Northshire Cleric previously. So he's traded there. It might have been a good idea for me to trade the damaged golem actually, so that he couldn't trade like that. So that was a bit of a mistake there. I should have traded damaged golems. But we have our Boulderfist Ogre on the deck on the board now, and we'll just have to wait and see sort of what cards he's got going. All right, so this is a good opportunity to go for our Northshire Cleric heal. So what we'll do is we'll attack here, throw down our Northshire Cleric, go for the heal. Bit of minion switching going on there. And we've got another Shadow Word Pain. We'll use our Gnomish Inventor as well. A nice card to have on the board, a nice minion, and we get a Shadow Word Death. So we've got plenty of removal now. We've got plenty of answers. If he throws down anything low, we're going to be able to remove it with Pain. And if he throws down anything big, we're going to be able to remove it with Death. And anything in the middle can be handled by the Boulderfist Ogre. So we're in a good position now. Alright, he's throw down a Senjin Shieldmasta. What's he going to use the charge for? Oh, our face. Interesting. I would have removed the Northshire Cleric if I were him. But this means we've got more heals with the Northshire Cleric now. We can throw down... What can we... We've got Mind Control here, so we could Mind Control either of these cards. As I've said, sometimes Mind Controlling those awkward cards is nice. We don't have any taunts going on at the moment on our side of the board. But I think I can deal with this without going that route. It would be nice to sort of Mind Control the Argent Commander just because he's going to be a pain to deal with. Because he's that 4 damage minion and he has the bubble. So we can maybe steal him and get the bubble. But I kind of wanted to heal this turn. If I attack here, I'm going to be down to 3. I want to do that. And Mind Control is going to take all of our mana, obviously. But we still have the high minion removal and the low minion removal. Mind Control for the Argent Commander. Let's Mind Control the Argent Commander. Keep him there. We get him as well because he's a charge minion, so he gets to attack this turn. Nice little side note about charge minions there. Otherwise they have summoning sickness when you Mind Control them. So a bit of extra value from Mind Controlling him over Mind Controlling a non-charge minion. And we're getting pretty close to lethal now. Alright, he's attacked the Northshire Cleric, which generally is a bad idea. You don't want to damage the Northshire Cleric because it's a nice easy target for us to heal. But we already have the Boulderfist Ogre to heal anyway, so we'll probably heal him up over the Northshire Cleric. He's a bit more important at the moment. He's our big damage dude. What else do we have going on? What is your final play, perhaps, Valeric? But depending on what we get, a Holy Nova would be nice right about now because we get the two heals and a bit of extra damage as well. But let's see what he plays. There's a Keeper of the Grove, and going for the 2 damage to remove the Northshire Cleric, so there's that. Don't need to worry about that anymore. Another Innovate. He's got so much growth cards going on in this deck. And there's the Sunwalker. That's an awkward card. That would be a nice candidate for Mind Controlling as well. But we don't have any good options for that at the moment. So, what are we going to go for? I'm going to go for the Novice Engineer. We're going to draw that first. A lot of minion switching bug going on at the moment. And we drew a Chillwind Yeti, which is a nice card, but not too helpful right here. I really wanted something to pop this bubble if possible, but that's not going to happen, I'm guessing. So, what I'm going to do is heal my Boulderfist Ogre. We're going to attack with our Argent Commander to pop the bubble, keeping our minions alive. Then we're going to attack this one, removing the minion, keeping our Boulderfist Ogre alive. And he has the 2/4 on the board now, which we can remove with the Shadow Word Pain, and that saves it from attacking this card next turn around. If he wants to attack it with his hero, he's welcome to. He's going to take the 6 damage if he does so. So we're going to play the Chillwind Yeti as well. Nice big 4/5 minion on the board. And that brings us to 10, 15, and 17 damage total on the board. So definitely in lethal range now. Depending on what he plays, if he has like a big board removal, he could remove quite a bit of our damage. But we're in very good shape at the moment. Alright, he's playing Wrath. He's going to kill off our Boulderfist Ogre, it seems. There's the 1 damage, and he gets the card draw. He's down to his last card as well. So this has been a pretty long game, but we've held control nicely. So that's pretty much it. The main objective with this entire deck is to trade efficiently as possible with your minions. We have very good efficient minions in general, and as long as we keep trading efficiently with those and use our board control cards whenever we can, use our removal cards whenever we need to, whenever it is best to do so, then we can sort of keep this sort of thing going and keep that control and still have a lot of damage on the board and attrition our opponents out if we need to. Otherwise, work them down sort of just slowly over time. It's not a fast playing deck, but it's definitely got a fair bit of a good amount of threat into it. So we've got a 4/6 Taunt Drill to the Claw here. We can attack with our Chillwind Yeti, then use Holy Smite to finish it off. This is what I was talking about with Holy Smite being a finisher, being like a removal card when you've got the right numbers. So it allows you to sort of math things out. And mathematics is very important in Hearthstone. But I'm just going to heal up myself. Oh, I probably should heal the Chillwind Yeti, but that's fine. We're getting pretty close to the end of the game anyway. Little mistakes, although getting overconfident at the end and making those little mistakes can sometimes cause you to lose otherwise won games. But he's going to be into attrition now, taking damage each turn. And we're still doing pretty well. We have quite a few cards left, 4 cards left, so we're in, and not to mention we can heal ourselves as the priest as well. So not really any danger, plus we have a lot of damage on the board. Here's the 2/2, so we're going to lose 3 of our minions. The high health of the Gnomish Inventor keeping her alive. And that does take away a lot of our damage. I'm wondering what we have left in terms of this deck, whether I have many minions left to actually deal some damage. Actually, might have been a little turnaround here at the end. Shadow Word Death cannot deal with the Druid of the Claw. That's unfortunate. It's one of those four attack minions that are kind of that awkward spot for us. So I probably actually should be healing myself, but hopefully we can encourage him to trade or something like that. Let's see. He's taking fatigue damage now. We're just gonna have to try and outlive him. Oh, the canned Bloodhoof. Throwing down the big legendaries now. Okay, what do we have? Do we have any good options? We've got a card draw here, so we can see what we get from that. Again, the canned Bloodhoof, another 4 attack minion we can't deal with, so throw down my acidic Swamp Ooze as well. I'm going to heal myself. And I can't remove any of these cards, so I'm going to just have to keep attacking. That one still has Summoning Sickness. Oops. So our opponent's just going to attack straight into us now. We're going to... came down being very close. We might actually lose this one. But even if we win or lose of this particular game, I think it's been a good example. We got to highlight a few of the different things and how the cards work. And how it's just like a solid deck all around, you know. Even when our opponent's playing legendaries and all sorts of rare cards, we're still able to do pretty well with this deck. Certainly get out quite a few good wins. He just played Deathwing. 12-12, that's interesting. There's the canned Bloodhoof. Well, I think this might be a game here, because we can't exactly handle the... Oh, hold on. There we go. Not too bad, actually, not too bad. And we have a Holy Nova as well. He's not going to have any other cards to play, so I'm going to use this now. Again, a shame this is a 4-1 there, but... oh! Can we actually... This is such a close game. I wasn't expecting this to be such an awesome game. There's the 3 damage. He's going to deal 4 damage to us, and we're going to start taking our attrition damage as well. We can sort of keep healing ourselves. We don't have any cards now. He gets to attack again. I'm not going to bother mathing this out. I want it to be a surprise what happens in the end. I'm sure that those of you guys who are pretty adept mathematicians are going to be able to sense what's going to happen here. But, not too much else we can do at the moment. Guess we're just going to have to wait this one out. There's the 4 damage down to 1. Oh, we're going to win! Are we going to win? It's times like this, I'm glad I'm not a very good mathematician. There's the 4 damage, now we get our card draw and we stay alive. And he's going to die on the next turn. Yes! Oh, yes! So, a bit of a different end to this particular game. But, it's given the well played. That was a good game. A bit of a different end to this game. But, the early game and the mid game, we got to sort of show off sort of just how this stuff works. But if you guys have any questions or comments about the deck, and maybe you give it a go and, you know, let me know how you go with it, just hit me up in the comments below. Anyway, that's it for now. I'm ZiggyD, and thanks for watching.